Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, how is it going? Welcome back to World of Tanks. I am back with some more news about 9.20, which most likely is going to be one huge rebalancing patch, because I have already covered the changes to the Japanese heavy tanks that Wargaming is thinking about doing, changes to the French medium tanks, changes to the Badger 25D for example, new HD model and rework. Yes, Badger 25D is going to be reworked, and I have also covered the changes to the French tank destroyers. Starting from tier 8, French TDs are going to get 122mm autoloader gun, and gun stats and ammunition size or magazine size is going to be bigger tier by tier. So from tier 8 to tier 10, where we have Foch 155 at the moment, that is going to change its name to the AMX 50 Foch B, if I remember correctly, with 120mm boomstick. That has a lot of clip damage potential, but if you would like to know more about all those changes, go check out my other videos, because in today's episode I am going to focus on 9.20 Super Test German tank changes. And keep in mind, all those changes are from the Super Test server, so some things can still change, but we can get a pretty decent idea of what Wargaming is thinking about doing, because all that information, all of it is from the official World of Tanks Facebook page. So once again, it is as official as it gets. And as I said before, we can at least get pretty decent idea or pretty good idea what Wargaming is thinking about doing to all those German tanks in this list at the moment. And yes guys, MAUS is also going to be hit by that rebalancing hammer or nerfing hammer, because we have some straight out nerfs over here to the MAUS tank. But let's get going while you are enjoying some pretty standard and regular MAUS, nowadays MAUS gameplay on the background actually, with a lot of premium APCR rounds, with a lot of premium rounds received and bounced and so on. Just pretty standard, crazy nowadays MAUS battle, if I am completely honest with you. Okay, you are not able to get battles like this in every single battle, maybe once in a lifetime, but still, it is a lot easier because how strong MAUS at the moment is. But now let's see what Wargaming had to say. This time on the Super Test server, we will be testing some changes to the tier 9 and tier 10 super heavy German tanks on the MAUS branch, as well as to the tier 8 premium tank destroyer, which is Jagdtiger 8.8. They are finally going to tune Jagdtiger 8.8 as well, because yes, it is antique, it is obsolete premium tank destroyer in the game at the moment after all those new super awesome and super strong premium tanks. Let's start with the top of the line, talking about German heavy tanks now. Recently, the technical characteristics of the MAUS tank have been changed, which resulted in a significant boost to its battle effectiveness. Yes, significant boost. That was pretty crazy boost in my opinion actually. I do not have any official numbers, but I have heard that the buffs in the patch 9.17.1, if I remember correctly, all those buffs to the MAUS tank boosted MAUS's win rate by 5%. MAUS's overall win rate was boosted by 5% thanks to all those buffs in the patch 9.17.1. Once again, keep in mind, I do not have any official numbers, but this is what I have heard. 5% in the game like World of Tanks is crazy. Every single player, if they played with MAUS tank, they had 5% a better chance to win. They had 5% higher win rate actually. Let's put it like that. Let's compare players in World of Tanks, for example. 52% win rate player versus 57% win rate player. The difference is huge actually. Yes, it is. So, after having checked your feedback and statistics carefully, we decided to do some updates and to adjust the capabilities of this vehicle. So, after having checked your feedback, that was super one-sided I believe, and statistics as well. I believe they know about that win rate changes and all that. They are finally going to do something. What will be changed? The MAUS will retain its core quality of being an armored fortress. Yes, I do not have anything about that, despite the fact that its firepower and amount of hit points will be decreased. And guys, now I believe this is the main thing over here that is coming up right now. Actually, DPM is kind of the main thing as well, but we will also fix the thickness of the armor of the hull bottom from 250mm to 50mm. from 250. Yes, you heard me right. 250 millimeters. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, please do that. But I believe this means you are able to track and damage MAUS with the same shot after patch 9.20. Because at the moment, you have to choose. Would you like to deal damage to the MAUS or would you like to track MAUS? There was no way to damage and track MAUS with the same shot. That was actually one of the most stupid things about this tank at the moment, or that is one of the most stupid things, because you had to make the decision. When you see the side of the MAUS, you can either choose, are you going to deal some damage or are you going to track? Because if you deal damage, there is a chance that MAUS is going to angle and you are not able to penetrate any shots after that. Or if you track MAUS, you did not deal any damage and you simply have to run away, you have to reposition and so on. But now with this change, once again correct me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, you might be able to damage and track MAUS with the same shot. This is going to make huge difference, killing that little, or actually that huge bastard. Fortress, as they said. But let's move on and let's see what else they are thinking about tuning on the MAUS tank. Hit points are going to be back to the normal 3000 hit points from 3200. That was, in my opinion, that was super ridiculous buff in the first place. I really did not understand why they had to buff MAUS's HP as well, because in the same batch they already buffed MAUS's mobility, gun handling, DPM, they buffed armor, MAUS's armor, and they added 200 extra HP on the top of that 3000. That was super awesome and the highest amount of HP in the game already in the first place. So hit points back to the normal 3000 hit points, which is already 850 hit points more than tier 10 IS-7 gets, for example. Yeah. And DPM is also going to be lowered because reload time from 12 seconds to 13.3 seconds. So extra 1.3 seconds on the top of that 12-second reload time, which should balance MAUS's damage output potential a little bit. So all in all, they are going to lower MAUS's HP, DPM and side armor or bottom armor. Maybe you are able to damage and track MAUS with the same shot. And as they said, they still would like to keep MAUS as an armored fortress, and I do not have anything against that. But MAUS had some pretty crazy features like that tracking and damaging that should not exist in this game, and that epic DPM as well, of course, was pretty damn crazy. And now the situation with the Moisen is a bit different. We want to help you with your efforts in researching tier 10. So we will be testing a variant of the Moisen with increased mobility on the standard suspension. So the stock grind with Moisen should be a little bit better. Thanks to this change, the Moisen will be more comfortable to play and it will be easier to complete the research to the MAUS tank. This is what they said. They are not going to buff or they are not going to change anything at Moisen at the moment, at least. Maybe in the future, we'll see. And finally, let's talk about Jagdtiger 8.8, which is tier 8 premium tank destroyer in the German tech tree. We will also revise the characteristics of the Jagdtiger 8.8. Its mobility will be improved and brought to the level of its researchable counterpart, tier 9 Jagdtiger, with tier 9 Jagdtiger. And there will be no longer a situation where vehicles with the same weight and engine power have different mobility. This is really good change actually, because Jagdtiger 8.8 has already decent gun handling, has really good DPM, decent penetration and so on. The most frustrating thing about this tank at the moment is the mobility. It is so bloody slow, it really does not fit into the metagame, and you really cannot use your epic DPM because you do not have any mobility. If you commit into one flank, if this flank is not working out, you are pretty much done and you are not able to get any damage done, any credits or so on. So I really welcome this change. And also I like the part where they said there will be no longer a situation where vehicles with the same weight and engine power have different mobility. I really like this, I have to say. It really does not matter if one tank is from tier 7 and the other tank is from tier 8 when they both have 750 horsepower engine, for example. and one tank, and the weight is the same as well, let's say, I don't know, 45 tons, and one tank, a tier 9 tank, is faster because it is tier 9 tank, but with the exact same engine characteristics and weight characteristics and so on. The only difference can actually be in the soft stats because of the tank, I don't know, profile or track profile or something like that. But I believe we do not have that specific mobility calculation. Maybe we do, but I believe we don't, because on some tanks in this game we have super wide tracks and on some tanks we have super thin tracks, but the mobility can be the same in my opinion. So these are all the changes to the German vehicles at the moment, at least. Of course, a long-awaited rebalancing to the MAUS tank, to the Moisen and to the Jagdtiger 8.8 as well. And maybe there are going to be some more rebalanced or balanced tanks, German tanks in the patch 9.20. If I have any more information, I am most definitely going to let you know, but that was it for now, from Wargaming at least. So this game is going to be over soon as well. Is this ridiculous battle or what, guys? Close to 12,000 damage done, 8,360 damage bounced. A lot of premium rounds received, a lot of HE rounds received, and MAUS is still going. Still bloody going. As you can see, look at the amount of HP. MAUS has 372 HP still left. I really do not understand why they buffed MAUS's HP from 3000 to 3200 in the first place. MAUS would have survived this battle with the old amount of HP as well, or with the new amount of HP after patch 9.20. But I believe that is it from me, guys. I thank you so much for tuning in today, for listening, and I am looking forward to your feedback. What do you think about all those changes? Actually, not too many changes to the German vehicles at the moment, but MAUS tank is in this list, which is the most important thing. And of course, let me know if I did understand correctly about that tracking and that bottom armor part from 250 to 50, minus 200 millimeters of armor. This is interesting. So I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I catch you in my next episode, which is going to be up tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. Take care and bye.